views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
The following audio is via a Skype call.
Natural Peace Radio, emotionally activated, magically created. Tune in each month on Transformation Talk Radio as Sarah van Rijsewijk helps people manifest their desires and activate their energetic spark. This hit show focuses on different themes each month, with listeners learning to understand their creation process and the profound power of their emotions. Call into a show to talk with Sarah, 800-930-2819. Natural Peace Radio. Your happiness is your choice.
Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Dr. Pat, and I am so thrilled to be introducing Natural Peace Radio with Sarah van Rijsewijk. Joining me here today, emotionally activated, magically created. Who doesn't want that? Today, as in many days, you all hear me come on air, and there's a reason that we bring the positive vibe to all of you. One of the things that I get most excited about is asking for the universe to send us some brilliant, brilliant people so that we can bring them to you. Today is one of those days. You're going to find out what Sarah's journey has been like and what it is that she taps into to help people absolutely accelerate their energy, their life force to that state of natural peace living. This is a premiere that is just off the charts because her fabulous coaching program through Tarot, and maybe we're going to get a little bit of that today. I'm hoping we get to do some live call-ins with that, is what helps us all understand how to connect the dots. She's the owner of Natural Peace Life Coaching and offers all of her clients this amazing life coaching through understanding the guidance of Tarot, but also healing, Reiki healing, and doing it at an international level. Today, what you're going to find out is what has the journey been like for her and what it is that she's bringing to the world, a world that so needs natural peace. Sarah, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you so much, Dr. Pat. Oh, my gosh. Amazing.
And you and I have spent, time together getting to know each other. And even with all of that, the question is, what brings us forward to want to share our messages? And what I've discovered in 14 years doing this, and even before that, is the greater the challenge, at least in my life, the bigger the invitation to do good things in the world. What has this been like for you in the creation of natural peace?
Well, you just exactly just hit it on the head. Natural Peace was born about almost 4 years ago. In 2014 was when everything kind of started for me. And it all started during a period of a lot of anxiety and a lot of depression and just a lot of painful experiences that I kept coming up short. I didn't know how to get just to move forward. So my journey started with my partner, my husband. We actually celebrated our 7-year wedding anniversary yesterday. And him and I have a great relationship. We've been together for 12 years and we weren't seeing eye to eye. There was a lot of tension. There was a lot of anxiety at home. We had all of the makings for such a wonderful life. We had a beautiful little girl, and a home and jobs we loved or had the potential. Just everything was right there, and we could not get out of our own way.
Yeah.
And it was during that depression and during all of those stressful times that I started to finally piece together that everything that was happening, it was happening not so much to me, but it was happening for me. And it was a call for me to kind of wake up and change the way I was looking at my life, because for a while I was a victim. I was a victim to my life. I was a victim to things that I wanted to be better. And that was just what propelled me forward. I learned about my thinking and the power of my thoughts. And that was what helped me start to change things. So.
Yeah. I mean, in the scheme of things, when you're looking at this, there are things we learn along the way from the life and life's challenges, but all of that really pointed you into some principles that enabled you to be massively, like, I'm having a massive breakthrough, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And so, let's talk about what some of those things were, if we could.
Sure.
Because it's one thing to really learn about them. It's another thing to actually put them into practice, correct?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. People, we think that, like, we can read all these books and we can do all these things, but it's the experiences that teach us. I've heard a quote before that. It's not the words that teach so much as it's the experiences that teach. And in the middle of all of these crises that were going on, in the middle of the dark depression, in the middle of the anxiety and the just all of these things that were going on in my family, it certainly didn't feel like a lesson. It felt like torture. And I was just trying to figure out, what was important for me. And then I was able to just kind of drop down and look around and just look at the things that we are we're just trained to take things for granted. And we don't realize that we have wonderful people around us, and we have resources, and we have jobs, and we have the potential for fulfillment right there. It's just training the mind to look at that instead of looking at what's missing.
Mm-hmm. And part of this is then we become students, don't we?
Yes.
We become the students of things. What would you say is, if you had to pick like your top 3 of what you learned and the action that you needed to take, what would be at the top of your list? What did you learn about your own success and how you could use the law of attraction principles to change your life?
Well, the first thing that I started doing was keeping a gratitude journal. And I can honestly say that was probably one of the biggest catalysts. I remember I printed out a workbook kind of thing, and it was like 30 days. You were to go in and write down 5 things each day you were grateful for, and then some of your successes of your day, and then like an abundance tool. So if you had an extra $100 today, what would you do with it? Yeah. And I remember I printed that out on February 13th, and I did it that first night. And then the next day I forgot to do it, and I panicked, and I was like, I have to keep on doing this. And I wrote everything down on a receipt in the car and I kept the momentum going, and I did it for an entire month. And the first thing that trained me was gratitude and paying attention to what was in my life. I started paying attention to the things that were coming in, the, extra $5, or someone buying me a cup of coffee, or me being able to buy someone a cup of coffee, or a really good parking space at the grocery store, or anything like that. When you start to train your mind to have gratitude and to appreciate things, then the universe responds to that. When you vibrate at that level of appreciation, it says, oh, she's so grateful, so she appreciates things. We'll give her more to appreciate. And within a month, this is where my slogan comes from, because it was magical. Like the things that started coming out of the woodwork after 30 days of paying attention to this stuff was incredible.
One of the things that I think we don't know is, and we don't think about is, here we are, we go through our lives, we're having a tough time with things pile up. And before we know it, we're stuck in the muck. Yep. But you were able to, like many people, you were able to say, wait a minute, I need to get my radar pointed in this direction. Right. These are the things I need to pay attention to. But most people, Sarah, don't then do something about it, right? I mean, do we have to be at a point of desperation before we actually take action, or is there another way?
Well, I think that's an open question. I think that we learn best when we are desperate, don't we? I mean, I've seen it so many times, and I actually did a reading for a friend today that was all about exhaustion. And when we get to that point of exhaustion, because we're trying so hard, and, whether we're sick or whether we're emotionally upset or whatever it is, like we're taught as humans to just keep pushing through everything, aren't we? We're taught, there's no gain without pain and all this nonsense. And it's, we just think that we have to keep going. We have to keep pushing it. And we wear ourselves down and we wear ourselves out. And then finally something will usually hit where we're like, I can't do this anymore. I can't take it anymore. My body is tired. My mind is tired. My emotions are numb or broken. And it's when we get to that rock bottom that we're most vulnerable, I think. And we're willing to do whatever it is and kind of surrender to the universe and surrender to whatever it is that we need to learn. And we take those painful experiences and we use that as our platform. I know that's what I did. That's what a lot of people do. I totally am still doing it. Yeah.
It's like a work in progress. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to take a look at, okay, wait a minute. What is the approach? Is there a different approach? Is there a way for people to move forward? Do we all know that we can get help? I know for me that, hiring my first coach was the best thing I could have ever done. Then a mentor, then a business coach, then a spiritual coach.
Yeah.
Now probably everybody's thinking, really, Pat, that much help? Yeah. Why? Because Sarah, you and I have a big vision. And I learned a long time ago, I am not my best friend when it comes to figuring out how to get things done. Let's take a short break. When we come back, life coaching, why? Do you want to get unstuck? But even beyond that, do you want to live an amazing life? Yeah, that's what Sarah's going to talk about. We'll be right back.
We are searchlights we can see in the dark. We are rockets pointed up at the stars.
Hey, did you know why they call the foundation the foundation? It's called the foundation because it completely eliminates your foundation for what you thought your reality was and creates a whole new space where you can have an entirely new reality that is foundationless. So from my point of view, they should call it the unfoundation or the foundationlessness. Either way, there's a big new global rewrite happening again because these guys cannot stop changing. There should be like a Change Anonymous that Gary and Dane go to. And it's happening April 28th to May 1st. You can find out about it at accessconsciousness.com/global foundation. It's happening in Paris. Go to Paris or do it online or find a pod near you. These are all the options you have. And what else is possible?
Awareness is universal. Establishing a living awareness through meditation brings peaceful, healthy, and creative well-being into your everyday life. The practice of living awareness, Spirit Fire's own meditation practice, is built on this belief and is designed for every level of practitioner. Each year, Spirit Fire hosts living awareness meditation retreats that allow you to explore the practice in depth at our retreat center in beautiful Western Massachusetts. Introduce yourself to meditation and the practice at the Foundation's retreat. Attend, in silence, a silent meditation retreat focused on mindfulness, presence, and nature, or be engaged with the meditation sittings themselves at the Deepening Retreat. Start adding to your awareness and attend a meditation retreat designed to cultivate consciousness in your everyday life. For details on attending a Living Awareness meditation retreat, visit upcoming events at www.spiritfire.com.
Are you feeling stagnant or blocked in your love life? career, health, or finances? Experiencing difficulty focusing or setting and achieving goals? Tune in to Spiritual Diagnostics Radio with psychic visionary healers Carol Dorian and Justice Welling. Discover the cause and effect of unwanted patterns in life. Tune in every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Pacific on Transformation Talk Radio. For more information, visit spiritualdeed.com.
Tune in to The Jen Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life, each Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific and 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This amazing show is an inspirational hour that will take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jen is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Call in for intuitive readings and visit JenRoyster.com for more information.
Millions of beautiful hearts, and you sold us down the river too far. What about us?
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Mr. Benny. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, everybody, welcome back. I am thrilled to be introducing all of you to Sarah, her fabulous, fabulous work. And for those of you that have forgotten, I'm Dr. Pat.
And I'm Sarah van Rijsewijk.
Yeah, and we got some fun planned for all y'all today. First and foremost, as we talk about what it is that we need to do to move ahead. And, you know, this is not just, many of you know about my crust-busting story. And, Benny, you're going to be thrilled to hear this. We're actually going to be bringing back an hour of crust-busting every week. That's going to be fun. But the most important thing to know about all of this is I need help. You needed help. Today, we're also going to provide people with help. We're not just going to talk about it. So I'm getting ready to open up the phone line, Sarah. Would you tell people what you're going to be doing? We're going to do live readings today, which a great surprise. Tell folks what you'd like them to have ready for you, and tell them, you know, what you're going to be doing with them.
Sure. So I use tarot as a tool for a lot of my coaching clients. It's just something that kind of came to me, and it just helps people kind of open up and utilizing the cards, whether it's one card or 6 cards or 7 cards, we can gain some kind of insight to whatever it is that we're going through. So if you're interested in calling in, what we're going to do today is just pull one card. And I will go into detail about what that card can help you with. Tarot is very open-ended. I think if you're going through something, just pulling the one card will help you kind of hopefully clarify, maybe get some guidance about what you can, what sort of tools you can use to move yourself forward if you are feeling stuck with something. But the thing I've noticed the most is that tarot gives validation. And it's one of those things that when we are in the middle of a problem, in the middle of being stuck, sometimes we just feel really alone. And tarot kind of helps people understand that they are heard and that they are paid attention to, and that there is validation from the universe that, we can move forward and we can get ourselves through whatever it is the situation is providing. So, yeah.
Well, and this is what we're doing. 1-800-930-2819, 1-800-930-2819. Now, for many of you that are thinking, oh, there she goes with that phone number again. Yeah, if you can't call in, go to TransformationTalkRadio.com, and you're going to see a way for you to go to our player page right there and send us an instant message. And we will get your question. We will get it right up here. But right now, we're getting ready to put people in the queue so we can bring you on board in our next segment for this absolutely phenomenal insight from Sarah. Okay, Sarah, while we're doing that, I was sharing that, there I was. I had a vision, trying to get it all done myself. And I got to tell you, I think that was more painful than being stuck. What did you discover about how to move forward?
Well, the first thing I noticed is that I kind of had to make a decision about what I actually wanted for myself. And a lot of what I teach my clients is that there's what we don't want, which is usually when we're hanging around and stuck, we're really amplifying all of the things that we don't want. We want to make more money, or we want to be with a partner we love, or we want to understand people better, communicate better, whatever. And for me, a lot of my learning came from when I decided, what it was that I did want. Like I want a successful marriage, or I want a good relationship with my husband, or I want my work to be something I can give out to the world, and I want some fulfillment in the career that I've chosen. And it's when we make those decisions that are moving towards what we want, as opposed to complaining and getting so hung up in all of the things that are not going right, that we start to move forward and find ourselves in the direction of our dreams, in the direction, it sounds corny, I know, in the direction
it doesn't sound corny to me.
Want. But that was one of the first things, was to make that decision, like, okay, I want this, and put my attention and put my energy on the direction I do want to go, as opposed to what's not working well.
Okay. So in the scheme of things, you hire people, I hire people, and I don't like to use that term. I really see it as a self-investment. Don't you?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think, I can speak for most people, especially, healers and wellness providers, anybody. You get what you give. So if you go into a coaching relationship, and if you go into, a Reiki treatment or an acupuncture treatment or anything like that, even a doctor's appointment, if you go in there with these intentions that this is going to be beneficial to you, and this is going to help clear up some of the mud and just move you in that right direction. If you go in with those intentions and you really feel it, and you give it your time and your energy, then it's going to work for you. There's people out there that will be skeptical of, X, Y, and Z, and that's fine. But it's that openness that we carry into these relationships that is really what will be helpful to us in the end.
Yeah. And, I was talking to somebody earlier today, and, the hardest thing to do is receive feedback. But what's even harder? To give it, because this idea of resistance shows up in all of us. But what you said about being open, though, and being open, I've learned I don't want to be at that place of desperation again.
Right.
To know that I want to get some feedback from the universe or some help. Mm-hmm. You've worked with a lot of people who are creative, who did a lot of different things. What are some of the things you've seen change in people? And, what is the role that the emotional states we have really play in all of this?
I think one of the things that most people battle to some degree or another is this: we limit ourselves. I mean, we're all guilty of it. And we put these limitations on ourselves, and we think, okay, I could go for a job like this because I'm trained in data entry or whatever. But what I really want to do is, I want to be a musician or whatever. We have these ideas that we can only do so much. So we put these limitations on ourselves, and then we wonder why we get stuck. And we're stuck because emotionally it's like defeat. We admit defeat to ourselves, that we can't have what we want. And we tell ourselves that, we're not worthy of this, or we don't deserve to have things like this, or because of our education, we can't get this far in the world and whatever. So we put the limitations on ourselves, and we try to pretend like it doesn't bother us. And then emotionally, we're crying out because it doesn't jive with us. It doesn't match up to who we are. And I mean, so many of my clients have myself included. I mean, we put these limitations on ourselves, and we think that we can't have what we really want. And then when we pay attention, if we can really be conscious enough and change what we're looking at, and look at our emotions, and look at how we feel when we're limiting ourselves, and realize that it's the limitation that hurts emotionally, and change the emotion to focus on what we do actually want. Like I said before, that was one of the biggest things for me, is to pay attention to what I really wanted, and use your mind to create what you do want. if you want to be a musician, if you want to be an artist, if you want to be a coach, if you want to, whatever you want to be, if you can create that in your head and then feel what it feels like and activate that emotion, the universe responds to that. And we start to break down all of these limitations we put on ourselves.
Well, we're ready to give some help to people. 1-800-930-2819. We're going to take calls and go live right after the break.
Awesome.
Sarah, let's just take a minute. What's the best way for people to find out more about you, how to book time with you, and take a minute to talk about the radio show?
Awesome. Yeah. So I have my website online is naturalpeaceliving.com, and all of my contact information is on there. There's a phone number you guys can get in touch with me on. I'm also on Facebook. I've been on Facebook for a long time under Natural Peace Living, and I am also on Instagram. So I try to, just post things on Instagram that are relative to, my experience and, my life with my kids and my family and everything that kind of inspires me to help however I can. So yeah, that would be your best bet.
I love it. We're going to take a short break, everyone, and we are taking calls as we speak. We're also taking your messages at transformationtalkradio.com. You can type in a question. Our call-in number for the show is 1-800-930-2819. 1-800-930-2819. When we come back, we're going to go to the phones and we're going to talk about what happens when we change our minds. Oh boy, that's a big one. Stay tuned, everybody. A short break. We'll be right back.
I know you moved on. I heard you doing better without me. Girl, this is driving me crazy. Can't you see what you're doing to me? She let go.
Be you plus live your purpose equals joy. That's the motto of Unstuck Joy with Vicki Todd. Vicki believes you were born with gifts that are meant to make the world brighter. Each show will feature an art visioning journal prompt to help you create your way to soul clarity. If you're ready to get unstuck and create more joy, this show is for you. Tune in every month on Transformation Talk Radio. For more information, visit VickiWorldArt.com.
A word of caution. If you prefer the status quo and you are not interested in improving every aspect of your life, this book will trigger the shift out of you. The Truth is Funny, Shift Happens is available now. Author Colette Steffen brings the powerful knowledge and life-changing energy and empowerment from the radio airwaves to the pages of her new book. To get your copy in paperback or ebook, visit thetruthисfunny.com today.
In this day and age, if you don't reinvent yourself, you may never find balance, peace, and the sustainable life that is your birthright. Angela Watson Robertson, known as the Reinvention Warrior and the host of breakthrough radio show Masters of Reinvention, is here to help you reinvent every area of your life. Tune in and hear from the best in the personal transformation business and discover tips and tools for positive change. Live every month on Transformation Talk Radio.
TheAngelLady.net. 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 1-800-323-1790. 1-800-323-1790. Sue Storm. TheAngelLady.net.
Do you want to heal your body and mind? Your body has a lot to tell you if you just learn to listen to your intuition. Audrey Michelle, host of Rewired Life Radio, can help you peel away the layers that are holding you back from living your best life. Tune in to Rewired Life Radio. Learn to love, heal, celebrate on Transformation Talk Radio every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. Connect with Audrey at audreymichelle.com.
Amber Teal, founder of The Healthy Edge, is bringing you the hit show Healthy Edge Radio, living with power, passion, and purpose. Amber provides the support and tools necessary for you to finally release the weight and emotions that are hidden beneath the weight. Tune in each month on Transformation Talk Radio. For more information on how you can take the next step with Amber, visit getthehealthyedge.com.
Up all night going crazy. Now my angel can save me. Oh no, I'm missing you, baby.
Wow. Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. I'm so thrilled to be introducing you to Sarah. She and I have been working together now in preparation, to bring this program, to bring her gifts, her talents to all of you. We're going to go right to the phones. Before we do, though, would you mind, again, Sarah, telling people what is the best way for them to find out more about you? How can they schedule their own time? All of the above.
Sure. If you guys go online, I'm on naturalpeaceliving.com. Again, that's naturalpeaceliving.com. And all of my contact information, phone numbers, and whatnot are on there. And I'm also on Facebook under Natural Peace Living and Instagram under there. And you can, you can book a coaching session. I work with anybody, anywhere. Skype is a wonderful tool, I would definitely say. And I live in Norfolk, Virginia. So if there's anybody in that area, I love to meet with people one-on-one and do coffee shop coaching and do Reiki treatments in-house. So all sorts of great things going on.
I love that you do this coffee shop coaching thing because I totally love the whole vibe of that. It really does address, our modern day society and our modern day times, doesn't it?
Definitely. Absolutely. And it's very convenient for people, and everybody likes caffeine. So
we don't know anything about that in Seattle, though.
Not at all.
I know. All right. Mr. Benny, let's go to the phones.
Caller, you're there.
All right, Gina, are you there?
Oh, hi there. Yeah, hey, Sarah. Hey, Dr. Pat.
Hi, Gina.
How are you?
Hi, I'm great. So I'm kind of looking for some feedback / validation regarding a recent decision I made about my dad.
Okay. Your dad? Okay.
Yeah, bio dad.
All right. Mm-hmm. Okay, Gina, so what we're going to do is I've got my card deck all shuffled up, and the deck I use is a really pretty illustrated deck called the Dreamer's Way Tarot. So I'm just going to pull off the top of the deck for you. We're going to do one card, and I will clarify what is being presented in that card, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Awesome. All right, so the card, we got one of my favorites. The card that we pulled is called, is the Star card reversed. So have you ever had a tarot reading before? Are you familiar with tarot?
I'm familiar. I have never had a reading.
Okay, that's fine. So the Star card is one of our major arcana cards, which means that it is more of a life lesson kind of card. And I read cards reversed, but some people read them only upright, and I was taught to kind of dive into the reversed readings to get more clarity. So the Star card, whenever that card comes in, this is probably one of my favorite cards. Like I said, it's all about blessings from the universe. There is 7 cards or 7 stars in the card that kind of indicate the energy centers of the body, your chakra system, and then the 8th star is on the chest of the woman in the card. And what the card is really trying to say is that there are blessings in whatever the situation are. And it's all about the divine presence and feeling, feeling like you're paid attention to, and knowing that the universe has your back with everything, and that you're meeting the right people at the right time, and everything that's happening is happening for some divine purpose. Now, for you, it was pulled reversed. And what that means is that we really have to kind of surrender and trust that everything that's happening is happening the way it's supposed to. It's all about trust. It might feel like we're being tested. It might feel like we're not really sure of how to go forward with everything, but just kind of trust the universe. If you can, try to lay low and step back a little bit and just be open and receptive. We talked about that earlier in the show. Being open and receptive to the validation that is there is part of the battle. We're taught to want to step in and manipulate things and make things happen.
Right.
But just to try to step back and see the blessing if you're able to, because it is there. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah. Does that make sense? Are you having a hard time doing that?
I have been laying low, so I do get that. So I just need to do more of that, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, do that. And then just, whatever your situation is, and you said, you're having a situation with your father, right? Is that what it was?
Yeah. Yep.
Just, ask what is this trying to teach me? If you're able to ask that, just, before you go to bed, or if you pray, or if you journal, just ask, what do I need to understand about this situation? The universe will answer that. And this is, again, part of being open and part of being receptive to things is just to, we have to be vulnerable, and we have to be open to what we're trying to have communicated to us. Just, if you can try to ask, what is this trying to teach me? What is the silver lining in all of this? And trust that there's something bigger going on here. And if we can lay back and just kind of go along for the ride and trust that we're going to be led to the right thing.
Okay.
Wow.
Is that helpful?
That's really helpful. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Thank you both for what you do.
Thank
you bet.
And
thank you.
Thank you for calling, Gina.
Yeah. Wow. Thanks a lot. One of the things I love about this, Sarah, is, I'm always amazed, but not surprised that when we get someone like Gina calling in, what courage to call into a show. It's amazing to me.
Absolutely.
But then you hear something that, even though we're not we hear something like, oh my gosh, that advice could be for me. Isn't that it? Sometimes it's really for a broader perspective, a broader picture.
Absolutely. I believe that we are, as a collective, drawn to what we need. I do live readings on Facebook every couple of weeks. And I always think that if you come across the live reading on Facebook, there's a good chance it's for you. There's a good chance it's for me. It's for someone in my family. We have these like universal themes, and the talk radio, the podcast, all of this stuff is just a wonderful way for even more people to receive the advice that they need. Whether it's through one person calling in, you may be in a place where you can take the same advice that person receives.
Yeah. Part of this, when we go back to your journey and your story, is about the mind. And I want to take a minute to talk about that for a little bit. And by the way, our phone lines are still open. I forgot to mention that to everybody. 1-800-930-2819. I believe we might be able to get another reading in the next segment. But let's talk about the mind for a moment. Okay. Your mind is your power. So if my mind is power, then there's a reason that we do positive talk here. And we do positive talk, which means we don't have our heads in the sand about things in the world. That's not what I'm talking about.
Right.
So can you talk about what you learned about the mind being power, and about how we can stay in to that vibe of positivity? What did you learn?
Well, I learned that, like we talked about earlier, that we don't have limitations. The limitations that we have are self-imposed. So when we sit there and the mind is able to be our best friend or our worst enemy, because we can sit there and put the limitations on, and then we're stuck, we're trapped, we're in bondage because our mind is keeping us in bondage. Or we can realize that everything that we want is what we think about. We have the potential to imagine these amazing lives for ourselves. And when we imagine them and we don't put any resistance on them, and we realize that, we can have anything. I'm looking at a sign over here that says there's nothing that cannot happen today, because we can literally create anything in our mind and run away with that emotion, whether it's worry and stress or it's excitement and optimism. And that's what I try to work with on my clients, is to get that excitement and to get that optimism moving and ride that momentum. And the universe will grab hold of that through law of attraction. And when we use our mind to imagine these things and to talk to ourselves and to realize our worth and to realize how amazing we are, that's creation, and that's deliberate creation. Like, this is not accidental that we're running into these things. I always say, if you're people can, they can manifest an overdrawn bank account no problem by worrying about it. Like, it's not, if you are emotionally into this place of worry and fear and stress, then you're going to create that in your life. But if you're in this place emotionally with excitement and enthusiasm and positivity and just looking forward to everything that you have in your imagination, then you create that as well. So yeah, that's the mind.
Yeah. And, one of the things I think we've learned along the way somehow is that, the power in the mind. And what I've learned is it's not just about the thoughts so much. It's about the beliefs that I have. Yes. And exploring. I may have a belief, and let's just say, for example, I may have a belief that I can climb Mount Rainier. I may have that belief, but the reality and the emotional context of that may be, yes, I believe that, but the strength of that belief for me is in the lower quartile, meaning, yeah, I believe I could do it, but the strength of my conviction. When we come back, we're going to talk about the strength of conviction, as well as how does this divine guidance you provide people help even more to manifest our greatest of dreams. Stay tuned, everybody. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. And by the way, just so you all know, when we come back, we'll share with you again how you can find out more about Sarah, but also about Natural Peace Radio. All right, we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
We'll see you walking down the street now every day. Wishing by the people as you make your way. And you're walking proud now, baby. You got your head held high. Don't you know that
Awareness is universal. Establishing a living awareness through meditation brings peaceful, healthy, and creative well-being into your everyday life. The practice of living awareness, Spirit Fire's own meditation practice, is built on this belief and is designed for every level of practitioner. Each year, Spirit Fire hosts living awareness meditation retreats that allow you to explore the practice in depth at our retreat center in beautiful Western Massachusetts. Introduce yourself to meditation and the practice at the Foundation's retreat. Attend, in silence, a silent meditation retreat focused on mindfulness, presence, and nature, or be engaged with the meditation sittings themselves at the Deepening Retreat. Start adding to your awareness and attend a meditation retreat designed to cultivate consciousness in your everyday life. For details on attending a Living Awareness meditation retreat, visit upcoming events at www.spiritfire.com.
Tune into the wisdom of your soul for guidance on living a joyful life. On Soul Wisdom Radio, Wendy will provide inspiration to raise your vibration and connect with your higher self and guides. Learn how to balance your ego and to progress spiritually on Soul Wisdom Radio with Wendy Rose Williams. Visit wendyrosewilliams.com or Transformation Talk Radio to learn more about a healing session with Wendy and her events and publications.
Thrive is what we experience when our mind, body, and soul operate as one. When we thrive, we excel on all levels. Thrive is the mindset that matters. It is essential to our being. Have you ever found yourself looking for the instruction manual on how to thrive? You'll find everything you need to help you feel strong, powerful, and peaceful in your own body. So don't waste any more time. Visit thrivebyjen.com today.
Brand consultant Jen Morgan is here with Radically Distinct Radio to help you take control of your future and maximize your brand's power to produce results. Whether you're an individual trying to reinvent yourself and launch a new venture, or you're an executive trying to reposition your company to modernize your sales and marketing programs, Jen Morgan and the RAD method empower you to play to your strengths and show up in the world as your most powerful brand. To learn more, go to jenmorgan.com. That's Jen with 2 N's, Morgan.com, or call 206-972-5366.
Your happiness is your choice on Natural Peace Radio. Follow Sarah van Rijsewijk as she addresses the power of emotions. Each month, Sarah covers different topics as she helps listeners activate their energetic spark and create powerful energy and amazing opportunities. Manifest your desires with Natural Peace Radio. For more information on Sarah and her work, visit naturalpeaceliving.com.
I see you walking down the street now every day. You're pushing by the people as you make your way. And you're walking proud now, baby. You got your head held high. Don't you know that this world sees you?
Wow. Thank you, Mr. Benny. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. I'm Dr. Pat.
And I'm Sarah van Rijsewijk.
And you know what Sarah's doing? Sarah's doing Natural Peace Radio. It is really cool that we get to introduce her to all of you. And, you know, like Gina just did, I mean, we had the phone lines open, 1-800-930-2819. Before we get back to talk about, like, transforming dreams to reality, more importantly, like reality now, again, what's a website? How can people find out more about you?
Sure thing. So we can all visit naturalpeaceliving.com. Again, naturalpeaceliving.com is my website. We keep that posted with blogs and all sorts of information about me and some of the stuff that I offer everybody. I'm also on Facebook under Natural Peace Living, and Instagram, same thing, is under Natural Peace Living.
I know that little Instagram thing is really taken on.
I love Instagram.
I know. It's like, where did that even come from? All of a sudden it's like, oh, are you Instagramming? And I'm like, oh, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Instagram's my friend now. I like it.
Instagram's our friend. Yeah. Well, one of the things we're learning about society is we're learning how visual we are.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even think people go to the movies anymore, movies that don't have special effects, right?
Yeah, it's all changing.
It is all changing. And, I'm kind of like old school. I remember back in the day where, you were watching some of these films and what used to be called a special effect is really now still honored in the world of film. But now we're really looking at some of the most amazing transformations. Mm-hmm. And that's really what we're talking about today. I was watching, Sarah, maybe you could talk about this in terms of it. I was watching a special I think they got going on here, Steven Spielberg. Well, I don't think it's a documentary if he's talking about himself, but talking about his life journey and film and his love for film. Mm. And, how he got together with, the people we now look at and we say, wow, Lucas, and we look at Scorsese, and these people were all part of a group. And he shared something important. He said they were kind of all together. They knew they were in competition, but it was collaboration amongst themselves. The other thing they talked about was how their vision for who they wanted to become was so aligned with their passion.
Yeah.
How important is that for manifestation?
Well, the importance comes from the emotion again. So the things that we create are totally dependent on how we feel about them. And I think the most important part of it is that when we feel good, like these amazing people feel good and they're following their passion, it's their passion and it just makes sense to them. And instead of, doing a job they don't love, or doing things that, that just don't resonate with them or don't align with them, they had the courage and the tenacity to pay attention to their emotion. And when they're doing something that they love and doing their passion, and they hang on to that emotion, and the universe grabs that and moves them into that direction. And, we collaborate, we attract other people who match up to that vibration that we have. And that's where the magic happens. It's just amazing. Anybody who is lucky enough to be doing what they love and has the courage to go out there and claim what's theirs and claim what they're good at, and do the things that give them that fire and that passion and that energy. Those are creators, and they're, deliberate creators. They're doing what they want, and they're acting on their dreams.
Yeah. Interesting question. Sure. Sometimes we have to let go of the outcome we think we want. And the reason that we do, So, because believe it or not, the universe may have an outcome that's actually better for us.
Yeah.
And usually is right. I know for me, it totally has been that.
Yeah.
What can you say to folks to help us all understand, why letting go of the outcome? That doesn't mean we let go of our expectations or our vision, right?
No, it's actually a lot like that card that we pulled earlier in the show, the Star Reversed. It's we have to detach, because we think that we know what's best. We do, we know who we are and we know what we want. And just because we detach from it doesn't mean that we let it die, and doesn't mean that, it just means that we trust. Like, we have to trust that the universe knows, and it knows way more. Like, it knows exactly how to get you to what you want, and how to get you to the life that you want. And we tend to, we tend to just give ourselves this mediocre at best result. And that's what, that's where our limitations come in. And we just think that, well, I'll go do this because that's all I'm cut out for.
Yeah.
And it's no, you're way, way better. The universe has a plan for us, has help for us, and steps along the way to get us to these dreams that are way bigger than we even imagine for ourselves.
Yeah. I mean, you and I both know what it's like to have disappointment in life.
Sure.
We've gone down that pathway, and we do know. We also know what it means, to see how that disappointment then gets transformed and to something amazing we could have never predicted. Like, for example, what I say a lot is, here I am talking with you, right? You're across the country. We're reaching people all over the world. There isn't a business plan that I could think of that could have laid this out this way, this perfectly, right?
Nope. Synchronicity.
How do we pay attention to the signs from the universe?
We have to just kind of let go. And a lot of what I talked about earlier about gratitude, when we are in that level of appreciation, we are vibrating at that level of appreciation, and we start to see more things that will match up to appreciation. The universe is always just plugging along, okay, we've got your back, you got, and we just have to trust that. Again, that star card, we have to trust that, that there is order in all of this chaos. And usually the things that bring us down, all of these, the life struggles, the pain, the depression, the death, the anxiety, the war, all of this stuff, it's a platform. And I think it's a call to action too, because, you always have a choice. One of my other mantras is happiness is a choice. And you have the choice to do things, to trust, and you have a choice to stay stuck, and you have a choice to be in pain, or a choice to hurt, or a choice to be full of hatred. It's your choice. Whatever direction you move in is what will gain traction.
Yeah. And, we all face these choices. I want to thank you, Sarah, so much for today.
Of course.
And again, tell folks how they can listen to the radio show, but also, if you don't mind, how can they find out more about you?
Absolutely. So again, the website information for my business is naturalpeaceliving.com. That's naturalpeaceliving.com. And all my information is on there, phone numbers to reach me and ways to email. And then also on Facebook under Natural Peace Living, and same thing on Instagram under Natural Peace Living. And then I believe we have another radio show set for November 8th, I want to say. We'll be doing this all over again.
Oh, I know.
It'll be
and
awesome.
We'll let everybody know about that so you all can call in advance. All right, everyone, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.
You've been listening to Natural Peace Radio, emotionally activated, magically created. Tune in each month on Transformation Talk Radio as Sarah van Rijsewijk helps listeners manifest their desires and create an awesome life, powerfully and gracefully. For more information on Sarah and her work, or to listen to past shows, visit her website at naturalpeaceliving.com.
The preceding audio was via a Skype call.